Mirror, mirror. Let's go back to the beginning. The basics. A, B, and C. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about how each letter represents you and me. Let's talk about it. Hey, y'all. Hey, my subby buddies. Hey, y'all. I know. Oh, my God. I miss you, too. Let me tell you what I have. Well, first, before I go there, let me introduce myself. Let me welcome the new subby buddies first. This is why I go into the dramatics, you guys, because if you're new to the channel, you'll know that I am very dramatic, boo. But listen, I am chosen. And this is Beyond Your Reflection. This is a channel created by me, but designed by you. And we are here to peel back all the ugly layers until we get to what makes you beautiful. So, so pull up a chair to the celebration and let's begin. So, first of all, I normally would edit all that out, the whole coughing thing. But that's what I want to tell you guys. Oh my God, I miss you so much. Why y'all ain't check for me? Why anybody come see about me? Like, oh my God, y'all, your girl was in here laid out, sick as a dog. Done. You hear me? No, I did not have the vid. Thank God. It felt like it. Like all the signs and symptoms they talk about. Y'all, your girl was in here with pneumonia. For 2 weeks, I didn't have a voice. I was doing that, but it was like severe cough. Like it hurt to breathe, think, sneeze, cough. It hurt to do anything. It was dreadful. Oh my God. I don't like being sick. Like, I get sick every blue moon. But for whatever reason, this year, I've been kicking my behind. At first, I thought it was my allergies. That's what I tried to blame it on because I had the first signs and symptoms that was allergy related. So I started self-medicating, just to make sure everything was okay, to stuff over the counter and everything. Now, as you see, the cough is still lingering, so I can't really control that yet. I still got medication for that. However, you guys, that's why I wasn't here. And yes, for 2 Sundays in a row. That's going to be a thing all day. Do not judge. Sorry. I know you're probably like, why don't you just wait till you're completely better until you come back to it? Because I got a voice, honey. I got a voice. That was the main thing. When I tell you I was speaking whisper, I had nothing. It was raspy. It was like a truck driver at first. I sound like a grown man during the first couple of days. And then after that, nothing at all. Like whisper. I basically had to write down whatever I had to say because I had nothing to give. The sweats, the aches, the chills, like I thought it was that thing. But I took a home kit and I did a rapid and it was negative. So I was like, okay, well something has to be going on. It's something worse. So then I thought it was strep throat. Like I said, my throat was hurting so bad. That's what I thought it was then. And then when I went, I kept taking them. Like I couldn't even breathe when I was laying down. It was horrible. And I'm big on listening to my body. So end up going in and that was my health scare. So that's why I wasn't here. So I'm just putting that disclaimer out there now. I may cough periodically as you see throughout the video. Yeah, that part. But I didn't want to edit it out because I wanted to let you guys know that's why I wasn't here for you for the last 2 weeks. I do apologize, but I'm back at it now, baby. So let's talk about it, okay? Pull up that chair, get your drink and your snack of choice, and let's begin. So as I stated in the beginning, literally, pun intended, the ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s, like this is how you became in toddler form. If you knew your ABCs, oh honey, you were everything, okay? You were the king and the queen of kindergarten. So I took it back to the basics, because if you guys remember last year's episode, I talked about the dictionary. Your name has power, and you need to find out who you are. You're in the dictionary. Whatever word that you have of strength, courage, or power. However you define yourself, you're in the dictionary. So I talked about that. Like I said, you got to go back to last year's episode and find that one. Your true definition is the title of that one. Well, today I took it back to the basics. Like I said, your ABCs, the basics. And then I thought about it. I was like, wow, because obviously when we learned our ABCs, it told you, A was for apple and B was for whatever, C was for cake, stuff like that. So it told you what each letter represent. So not only did you learn the actual letter itself, you learned either a character or a animal that went with that word. So then you had a different definition that went along with it. Well, how about we use our ABCs to describe us? Now, you know me. I'm going to use my own words. You can totally use your own, or you can use mine. It's totally up to you. But the only thing you need, index card and a pen. That's $2. If that. Well, you can go to the Dollar Tree and get it for $1.25 and you're done, because some of them come together. The index cards, I think, are like 50 cents. The pens come in like 10 packs for $1. Boom, there you go. And a dream. That's all you need. Go to that same dictionary that you found out who you were when you found a definition of yourself. Go to that same dictionary and pull out some strong words and define who you are using the basics, your ABCs. Now, you guys, if you're new to the channel, you'll know that I take extraordinary, or original. I take regular basic things and I turn it into the spiritual sense. Excuse me. Things that you probably would never, ever thought about. Like I said, going back to, the dictionary, you never would have thought that your name or you defined yourself in something that you read as a kid. To go find a different word or learn the spelling of a word, you had to go to the dictionary. So to learn who your true self is, I told you, go to the dictionary. Your name is in there. Your name has power. And you can also take a word representing each letter of your name from the dictionary, and then you also will spell out how your name has power. Transformation of me. That's another episode that I've done. So everything falls into line, you guys. Everything that I do has a place and a purpose, a plan and a purpose as well. So today we're going to talk about the basics. Going back to your alphabet, the A, B's, and C's of life, and how each letter represents you in a sense and who you are. Now, since it's 26 letters, I'm not going to go into depth of each single letter or each word that goes with that letter. I may pick a few of them and we may spend some time on that. But like I said, because it's 26 of them, we're not going to go that far, not that long, okay? But let's start with the basics. Your very first letter, the letter A. Duh. We all know that. Duh. The word that I chose was ambition. Now, I already know, fix your face for those that are giving me the side eye. What? She didn't choose absolute? She didn't choose obvious or absolutely or awesome? No, I didn't use those because, those are my main words. Or am, because you know how I am about I am. You know how I am about that one. And I just said it again. But no, I chose ambition. And the reason why I chose that one is because it's different and it's unique. And also because that's who I am. Like, one part of the definition of ambition is determination. And I am, pun intended, I am determined to get everything that I set out to do and believe that is going to happen. And then that leads me over to the letter B. And that means that I'm brave. So you already know what the word brave means, okay? And when I say brave like that, I mean facing your fears. And you remember the episode from last year called Fearless. So that means stepping out on faith, basically doing things that you never thought that you could, would, or should be able to do, but yet you did. That's what makes you brave. To even be here watching this channel, to even taking steps to become a better form of you That takes a lot of courage, and that's what makes you brave. And then we go to C, one of my favorite words, creative. And I mean, I'm just saying, using the ABCs alone is creative in itself. And you not knowing exactly who you are, but we don't know. I don't know your talents and your gifts. Only you know that. But that's what makes you different and unique because you can create things in your mind. You can imagine things of what you want to be and who you're going to be when you grow up. The letter D, determined. I mean, that's self explanatory. We don't have to say nothing else behind that. Then we come to E. Now, E is one of my favorite ones. I chose energy. And the reason why I chose that, a lot of people are like, will match my energy or this and that and the other, or I give you the same amount of energy that you give back. I say you become that energy source. You know how when you enter a room, remember I told you your presence should get there before you, but have you ever had an experience where you get around someone and you just sense something, whether good or bad? But let's say you sense the bad and you reserve, then you get standoff, then you become, guarded. So that's what I mean about energy. Energy is really action. It's things that are in motion. So it's what are you creating? What type of energy source are you creating? Are you creating negative or are you doing positive? So what type of energy source will you be? And then that way will people gravitate towards you? Or do you have that type of energy where people, I don't know about this one? No. So then that means that you need to recreate your energy. That means you need to throw away that dead battery. I get you a new one. And remember, we talked about battery life also. I told you everything goes together. Everything flows together. It's energy in motion. You see what I did there? Pun intended. And we just talked about it. Fear less. Need I say more about that? That means that's where the bravery comes in at. Because you no longer are afraid to step out on faith and to do those things that you've never done before. I've told you before, in order for you to get what you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. And yeah, it's going to be scary because it's unknown territory. Remember, I told you should not be comfortable in comfort. That should make you uncomfortable. The fact that you do the same thing every single day, okay, that's boring now. It's time to do something different. Excuse me. So that means step out on faith. Be fearless. Don't even think about it. Just do it. And then G, that means stepping out into your greatness. So if you're no longer fearful to go out there and to do the things that you've never done, then that means that you're operating in your greatness. In order to do that, that means that you have to be headstrong. And what I mean by that, obviously, is exactly what it says, but you have to have the mindset of I'm going to do this no matter what. Nothing, no one, including myself, is going to stop me. Because why? You're a rare jewel. Now, I love crystals, as you cannot tell. Every episode I have some type of crystal on. There's a thing that's called going mining, where you actually go to different fields and you can actually dig up rare crystal, a rare jewel. That to me is so amazing because now I'm stepping out into the unknown. I'm digging into foreign territory, but yet I'm pulling up something that's amazing. Imagine you being that bright, rare jewel, that blood diamond, that rare sapphire that sparkles. And when I say jewel, I mean that you are the one who stands out in the family. You are that first person. You are more beautiful than you give yourself credit for. Think about if you put on a piece of jewelry and how you feel. Even when pearls, like I know for me, pearls is my big thing. I love pearls. It just makes me feel more elegant. It makes me feel fancy and expensive. And it's just a pair of pearls, but it's just a pair of jewels that really changed my mindset. So if you think of yourself as rich and glorious and fearful and wonderfully made and beautiful, then you'll start acting accordingly. And then K, then you'll be able to kick start. You'll start kickstarting and manifesting all your dreams and goals that you want to accomplish. And then L, every day in life is a learning lesson, honey. Life is your best and worst teacher. Those are the best lessons right there. And everyone, I'm not sure if you've ever heard the saying, when the student is ready, the master will appear. And that's when you are ready to start learning and absorbing and growing in your creativity and your craft and your determination and your ambition, when you being fearless, when you start walking into your greatness, becoming that bright jewel that's out there, and you start learning and then living the life that you're supposed to have. Isn't that marvelous, honey? I'm going to let that sink in by itself. Nothing else left to be said. And then N, because you are a natural born leader. You are gifted. You're talented. You're wonderfully made. Remember that. You're a natural. You're a gift. You're a jewel. You just have to dig deep within yourself to find out exactly who that person is and where that person is located. You have to be able to find out who he or she really is. And then you'll be able to overcome any and everything that is set against you. You will not allow things to come against you because you've overcome so much. Think about where you were a year ago. The person that's out here fussing, cussing, fighting, locked up in their mind or physical or whatever. Think about all the things that you've done and how far you've come. That makes you an overcomer. And that alone makes you strong. Do you realize who you really are? When you think about your life, no matter what age group you are, think about the last year, the last 5 years, and the last 10 years, and look at your growth. Look at all the things that you overcame and where you are now. That is a celebration. And then right here lets you know how powerful you really are. When you think about all the things that you went through, all the things that you've accomplished, all the things you've been through, all the hurts, the triggers, the traumas, and the pain, and then the testimony that comes with it, you realize exactly how powerful you really are because of the things you've already been through. I've made you for it tough already. And I've told you several thousand times there's so much power in your name. You just have to own it and believe it for yourself. And then you qualify. You qualify for all the things that you want to have. You deserve them. You work so hard for it. You overcame so much, so you deserve it. You determine. You qualify to have all the riches and glories that you set your mind out to. And I'm sorry, you guys. There's a gnat in here that's disturbing me. But anyway, you are qualified. You are amazing. You are determined. You are worthy. You deserve it. And you're relentless. That means that there's no stopping you. There's nobody. Who's in your way? Answer that question down below. Who's the one person that is always in your way? I'll wait. Yes, you. You are the only person that is in your way. You are the only person who is stopping you from becoming the person that you're supposed to be. Nobody else. Can't blame nobody else for your faults, for your struggles, for your decisions, for your determination. You can't fault nobody else for your journey but you. This is the road that you're on. This is your story. Only you can tell it. Because guess what? You're a survivor. You survived. You overcame so much. That's what makes you resilient. Because of all the things you've been through, like I said, go back. Last week, last month, last year, last 5 years, and look at what you thought was going to take you out. Myself, having pneumonia for the last 2 weeks. I didn't think it was the end, but good God have mercy. I was ready for it to be over. I survived it. Hashtag. I survived pneumonia 2022. That's just me being full. Y'all know how I am. I'm dramatic. But think about all the things that you've overcome. All the things that you've been through. Look at your story and how you survived. Now that alone is a gift by itself. And it is also called a testimony. This is your story. This is your test. This is your journey. This is your fight. This is what you are becoming. This is the life that you are choosing. And then you get to tell someone else who may be going through the same exact thing of how you overcame, how you survived, and how you can attest on how they can survive too. And you could possibly help them survive. That's probably your goal. You don't know exactly what your calling is yet until you start walking upon this journey. That's when you find out who your passion is. And it'd be unconditional. It'll come so easy to you. Loving you and becoming a better part of you start to come so easy to the point where you wake up every day. When I told you, first person you see in the morning, every day you speak unconditional love into yourself. You speak all the things that you're supposed to have and that you're going to have. And you create your own alphabet of affirmation. Create your own words to tell your story of your life. And be adventurous. Get out there in this world. Remember, you're not fearless. You're not fearful, but you're fearless. Correction. So that means that you walk by faith, not by sight. You don't worry about what you think or what could be. You don't worry about it at all. Because remember, you're fearless. So you're going to get out here and you're going to step out on that faith and you're going to start walking into that path that you're supposed to be in. Don't worry about, well, my mama never had it and my dad never had it and my auntie never had it. I don't care about what they didn't have. This is you. This is your first. This is your story. And again, in order for you to get something you never had, you have to do something you've never done. So therefore, you, my friend, have to step out on faith. Because you are a warrior. An overcomer. Remember, you're fearful, wonderful, beautifully made. Therefore, I dare you to go out there and step out on faith and be who you're supposed to be. And X out anything that's against you. You do not allow anything or anyone to come against you. Do not allow anything or anyone, including yourself, take away your power. Because you, my friend, are yearning to be a better version of you. You're becoming someone different, someone that you didn't even know. You're introducing yourself to yourself before you introduce yourself out here to the world. And that is what makes you Zelius. You are amazing. You're beautiful. And every last word in the alphabet describes who you are. So, I need for you to tell me. Or if there was a letter out here / word that resonated with you, put it in the comments. Talk to me. And I'll talk back. Oh, and while you're here, make sure you go ahead and hit the thumbs up too, because I appreciate that. And hit the bell for notifications as well, because I'm supposed to record every Sunday. God forbid if anything else happens. But let alone, you guys, like I said, go back to the basics. Who would have known your regular ABCs will be enough to describe who you are and who you're becoming and who you should be? So, go write your truth. Write your story. Take it back to the basics. And let me know who exactly it that you are becoming. Well, that's it for today. I hope that this episode meant something to you. I hope you got something from it. If so, remember, like I said, hit the thumbs up, give me a like, say in the comments, please speak to me, and I will gladly speak back because I love it. And then we're going to have another episode on next Sunday, if God's willing. Hopefully nothing else tests me until then. But until next time, my friends, my subby buddies, I love everything about you. And so should you. Now go out here and live your blessed life ever. Take it back to the basics, honey. The ABCs that describes you and me. Be blessed.